So, welcome everybody. This is one of our education series. I believe it's the second one in the lineup. So, we have a code at the end to be giving you to be able to receive that prize that we've talked about, which I'll let Tara talk about a little bit more later on. But we are, yeah, if you don't mind muting yourself, that would be perfect. Women's health and education and hormones. That's what we're covering today. My name is Annabelle Ola. I am a nutrition coach, wellness advocate, and a Pilates instructor. And I have some background in definitely in women's health. The hormones, this is a little bit more than I normally would present. So bear with me. I'm going to read from my notes, and I'm going to be reviewing everything that is on this presentation, and so is Tara and Aaron. So we're all very new to this slideshow, but it is really good. I think you'll really enjoy it, and hopefully we'll answer all your questions. So I'm just going to go over that. We're talking about the basics of hormones. This is just skimming the surface, but we know for sure when you take care of your health and when you reset everything and have a really good balance, everything else will balance itself out. And that can be by removing toxins, taking the right supplements, all the things. So we're going to go over a lot of that today. Our body is full of hormones, pumping and doing so many things, and it's all so interconnected that we're just going to scratch the surface with that on the women's health and hormones, whether you're new with your time of the month or you're towards the end of that cycle or midlife. So there's so many pieces of this where there's a delicate dance and balance to the hormone journey. So I'm just going to read this briefly because I thought it was nice. Hormones do a beautiful dance in our body. When there's more of one thing, there's usually less of another, and they switch up and are constantly moving. And while it's wonderful to be working with your physician to help find and know different things that can help balance these things like stress management, caring for our body and proper nutrition, cleaning up products, and getting that detox slowed off of you. Today we're going to talk about some of the doTERRA products, which are so incredible, and they absorb into the body at such a strong rate that we feel that it's very powerful and has helped us on many different levels. So that's what we are going to discuss today. And when you look at the, sorry, Tara, if you don't mind going back, when you look at the chart here, we want you to do just a self note. You can write it down. You can just do it mentally. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 with whatever age you are? How's your monthly cycle? Are you peri postmenopausal? What are your symptoms like? Are some of these factors down below something that you're dealing with? So we are wanting to have you rate, like, from being the unicorn of the women that everything's perfect to being like everything's crazy and all over the place. And I have a lot of friends that actually are like that. So it can be mild, or it can be a few of these things, or we just want to help you sort of troubleshoot and have at least a base of your thinking on where we're going here. So thank you, Tara. So that's your little self-assessment. So this is the female reproductive system, right? It includes the ovaries, the fallopian tubes, the uterus, cervix, external genitalia, breasts, and works closely with other systems, especially the endocrine system, which Aaron's going to be going over a little bit later on. The ovaries secrete estrogen and progesterone, which are crucial for fertility, but also play a key role in emotional. We all have those times of the month, right? We will get the emotional ups and downs, and our physical health. It can also leave us depleted. Nutrition and hydration directly impact the production of these hormones, which is why we're going to go over the items that we're going over today. So going on to our next slide. This is the bones of what we talk about. When I became a nutrition coach and I studied vitamins and supplements for my mom who was sick, because we needed to get as much nutrition in her as possible when she was going through her cancer treatments and she couldn't eat as much. So making smoothies and putting these things in made a difference for her, and helped her live a little bit longer and more comfortably than she would have So the Lifelong Vitality Pack is a foundation for the nutrition for optimum hormone balance and energy levels, not to mention everything else that they do. Their absorption rate is in the 95th percentile, which is huge. You get a 95% absorption rate into the body. It's very rare for vitamins to have that. Most of them, especially if you're on a one a day or you're getting them from Costco, I'm sorry to say it's a little bit of a waste of money. You're just going to pee them out and they're not going to do anything for you. So we don't want you to waste your money. doTERRA has come up with an amazing pack of vitamins that have everything you need to powerhouse you through anything that you're dealing with, keep you living longer and better. And that is the key, right? We want to be living longer. We want to be living better when we're living longer and be ailment free and all of the things that we want to balance in the body. So it's packed with most of the antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, and energy cofactors. And I'm going to go through a little bit of each of these. So the alpha CRS you see to the left is your cellular energy, and it keeps your cells alive. So what you want is to reproduce those cells and be at a higher level of energy and bioavailability to the body. We want to receive everything possible. One of my things that I say about this one is Dr. Weil, not really sure how you say his name, but he's an anti-inflammatory guy. He has the True Food restaurants. It's all about reducing inflammation so that you are optimizing your life and your energy and your nutrition and your wellness, because inflammation equals disease. So we want to not have inflammation. So there's green tea in this. There's all the ginkgos and the cordyceps, all the things you hear about, turmeric, everything that you could possibly need is in this bottle. So that's a really good energetic supplement and nutrition piece that we talk about a lot. The second one is your fish oil. Why omegas are so important in our body for brain development, brain health, joint health, and just the body is made up of, I forgot the percentage of fats, but it has quite a high percentage. So this is important, really, really important. Also has tummy tamers, so you're never having that fish burp because of the way that they've capsulated it. It goes into the stomach, but it goes into the intestinal tract deeper down. So it delivers to the body in a much better way than most of those fish oils that you have out there. And there's nothing worse than the fish burp, by the way. The other thing we're going to talk about is this third one is the vitamin. It's your Microplex VMS. There's a vegan version of all this, by the way, because it has come up before. It's going to give you everything you need for daily health. And this is where I'm going to talk about our soil just briefly, because I could do a whole class on just the Lifelong Vitality Pack alone. The soil is depleted because we have given it too many chemicals and we've killed all the nutrition. If you're not supplementing, unfortunately, even if you're eating really clean, which is still very important, you're not going to get what you need out of your food and you're not going to optimize your health. So it is very important to supplement, and this will give you everything you need food-wise in this vitamin. If you want more information on that, I have a list of all the ingredients and I can go over that with anybody at any time. So the Lifelong Vitality Pack is your powerhouse. That's really where you want to start your foundation. This is one of my other favorite things, and I tell all my Pilates clients, you start losing bone and muscle in your 30s, it's really important that you keep your bone, right? As we get older, we get the bone density test, we start losing that bone and muscle. You don't want weak bones. You don't want to be able to break things easily. So the bone nutrient is how you can fight back against that. And what I love about the bone nutrient is, number one, it's bioavailability, but it has the biotin in it. So hair and nails are incredible when you start using this after a month or two. Give it time to get into your system. It has all the different minerals that we're lacking. So that's huge in its own way. And this is just very important for keeping that bone strength up. Have it right here in front of me. Biotin, calcium, magnesium, zinc, copper, manganese, vitamin C, vitamin D, and boron. So a lot of people talk about collagen, right? There aren't I don't love that many forms of the collagens that are out there. I use the bone nutrient for this and I make bone broth. Some of the ones that are out there just aren't very good. So this is just a great way to get your bone health and the bone health, especially for women, because osteoporosis is higher for women than men. So that's all about the bone nutrient. And just to mention too, magnesium and vitamin D are powerhouses in the hormone system and how they work. Okay, so this next slide we're going to talk about, this is estrogen and xenoestrogen. Okay, estrogen binds to the receptors to estrogen binding to receptor to send message to cell. So that's what the image is created there. Okay, and then xenoestrogen is, sorry, my picture's in the way of the words. Xenoestrogen is binding to the estrogen receptor and sending unintended signals. So there's two kinds of estrogens. Okay, we're going to talk about something that Dr. Hill had covered. So I'm just reading a little bit from my notes here. So there's two types of estrogen, which your body naturally produces, and you can see it over here. The first one's on the left, estrogen. It's like this little pink ball, and there's a receptor site, okay? The body sends the estrogen where it needs to go, and then they talk to the body, and the body does its thing. Now, the second type on the right is xenoestrogen. Just like it's saying Z and then no. It's a foreign estrogen from the either synthetics or chemicals that you come in contact with. And we'll tell you more about these, but they have a really loud voice, and they're like the bully or the bad estrogen, okay? They run into the cell receptor sites, and they kick out the good estrogen. There have been a really loud voice, and they have unintended signals. And so our good estrogen can't get to the cell receptor binding sites because the xenoestrogen gets there first. And so just think of that sibling or that bully on the playground, right? And we want to keep that, we want to get balanced and be the one that gets there first. So what we find is that it clogs up the xenocytes and it makes everything crazy, and everything is off from there. So we don't want a xenodominance in the body. We want a balance. So on the next slide, there are xenoestrogens and toxins and things like perfume and fragrance and pesticides, plastics, pharmaceuticals. You can see some of the ones listed here. Canned food, especially farm fish, because there's all kinds of heavy metals, and man, you do not want to have heavy metals. And actually, we really focus on this heavy metal detox in our upcoming detox that's in September. You can start it sooner than that. We just figured that was a good time to get on track. But within that detox, it's going to be doing this anyway, but it's important that you know where these xenoestrogens are found and to avoid them. And your skin is your largest organ, so even your beauty products, super, super important. Whatever you put on your skin is going right into your bloodstream. Really important to stay clean there. So that's a little bit about what you can avoid. And the thing is about xenoestrogens is a lot of exposure to them will be linked to things like cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer, endometriosis, infertility. So really wreak havoc on everything. So we're going to clean it up. We're going to clean it up with products that don't have toxins, that don't have issues, that are clean for us. So the lovely thing about doTERRA is anything you get there, you can just count on the fact that you don't have to overlook at the labels and such, because you know you're getting good stuff. Anything from the face care, which we all use, and the shampoos and the soaps. And then you're getting your points back when we talk about our LRP. So you get free products all the time. So this is taken over from, believe it or not, I mean, I do have a small family, but my Costco runs, I have soap here. I don't need shampoo. I don't need detergent. Of course, toilet paper and other things, but these are the main pieces. And not that I'm going down this road, but be careful with your toilet paper, because cotton is one of the highest pesticide crops. So whatever you're wiping yourself with is going to leach into your system. So that's just a side note for toilet paper, but if you have questions about that, I use 7th generation. So going on from here, it's important that you have products that are clean that you can count on. So one of the products that we recommend is phytoestrogen. This is a really great product. I found that it's rebalancing, especially for women later on down the road. If you have things like hot flashes, this has been very successful. We actually have a leader who's not on the call right now, but she is our expert in the women's health and hormones arena, and she talks about phytoestrogen and the bone nutrient all the time. So phytoestrogen, a natural form of estrogen-like therapy, assists to balance any deficiency but excess of harmful estrogen metabolites, minimize unwanted symptoms associated with the menstrual cycle, contains genistein. I don't know if that's actually spelled correctly, but I don't even know if I can say it. Genistein. It's a fermented soy extract. And when people see soy, they go, no, you can't have soy. But the way that this soy is generated, and I'm just going to highlight what I saw here, which I thought was important. It's a fermented soy, and it's a very small amount, and it's a positive thing. There's a big difference between just soy and fermented soy. So the way that they've derived this helps to promote healthy breast tissue and bring balance to the hormones in both men and women. So that is a super important piece to remember. And also mentioned here that they love the phytoestrogen with the bone nutrient because the magnesium and vitamin D in the bone nutrient set off wonderful things to balance the body. So it's a powerhouse when they work together. Okay, so we wanted to make sure that you guys knew about phytoestrogen complex, and if you have questions about that, please let us know. I might take a quick pause here to see if anyone has any questions, actually, because I've gone through a lot. Does anyone have any questions or want to put something in the chat field? It is totally okay if not. We'll just keep moving on then. So going to the next slide.
I was just going to mention, Annabelle, the phytoestrogen, when I was looking at it, it's like if the one thing to remember about this product is that it actually cleans up the xenoestrogen, the bad ones. So this is a really good product to just clean out and start to rebalance. So I thought that was kind of nice.
That is huge. Thank you. That's important. Yes, so this is just another illustration or image of the estrogen binding receptor to send the cell the message, and the xenoestrogen binding, getting those unintended signals. So that is a nice just way to think of it and look at this image and realize what we don't want and what we do want: good communication and non-toxic body. So the next slide, it just shows a little bit more about phytoestrogen, but it's a little bit repetitive of the first one. So we're not going to go through that one, but we're going to start talking about what we can use. We're going to go through some of our products. Erin is going to go over what you would replace as an example, although there's many florals out there, so that you're not wearing perfume with all the hormone disruptors that it has. So I'm going to turn it over to Erin.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Erin Coleman, and I've been using essential oils for about 7 years now, and just really enjoy learning about the different ways they can support our body. So today, like Annabelle said, this is a new slideshow for us, but I think it's so important. And of course, we all have a lot of experience with hormones. As soon as we hit puberty, we're kind of on a roller coaster ride of hormones. And we learn the basics about it, but I don't think women really get enough education on how our bodies work and the importance of hormone balancing and just how much is going on in our body. So I think as we go forward, there will be more of a focus on women's health, but it's important for us to take the time to understand our bodies, and especially once we have kids or get older, those hormones can get really out of whack and we can have all sorts of symptoms. So I love, like Annabelle said, we want to clean up the products we use. We don't want estrogen in our body. We want to use products that natural, that nice, pure, so the essential oils are great for helping support your and balancing your body. And I was talking about rose, my favorite oil. Just a quick fact about rose, it has the highest vibrational level of all the oils. So when we're talking about anything that's toxic to our body, rose can help rose is special because it takes about 10,000 blossoms to make 5 milliliters of rose oil, and doTERRA's rose is a very rare rose, it's damask rose, so it's a very powerful healer. Not all rose oils are the same, but this rose oil is going to be incredibly healing for your whole body. And so when you use it for hormone support, if you apply it over your heart, you're going to help balance out your emotions. Rose can help with emotional trauma. It can help subvert letting go of any wounds, past emotional wounds. It also is going to boost your libido when you use rose on the heart and confidence. And applying it to help with cramps and menstrual discomfort, and it's going to promote regular ovulation. So I hope you guys can hear my breakdown.
A little bit. You're breaking up a little bit, but it's okay. We can see I'll just go over anything else too, but you're in and out. You're fine right now.
Am I better now? Okay. So that's rose. It's going to help in a lot of different ways support our hormones. And it's great to just apply next slide. So Clary Calm, if you're thinking about floral oils, your floral oils are really your hormone balancers. They're gonna help support you, all of the floral oils, and Clary Calm has a lot of great florals in it. And when you use it to, again, like rose on your lower abdomen, it's gonna help with cramps. It's also gonna help if you have heavy periods, which is a sign that you know, any symptoms, Clary Calm is really going to help with that. So it has a combination of clary sage, lavender, bergamot, Roman chamomile, cedarwood, ylang ylang, and those all together are going to help a lot with that time of the month when things might be a little bit harder. So Clary Calm is a great one to have on hand to support with hormone balance. And if we go on to the next slide, we're going to talk about our endocrine system. So I'm a little bit because I'm endocrine system also, and this class could go on for a long time because there is so much to our hormones and our hormone health. But this is a nice diagram of endocrine system, and it's directly involved in the growth and development, metabolism, and nutrient regulation. Really balance out your body. So your endocrine system is a system of glands that produce and send hormones to targeted organs and tissues throughout your circulatory system. Hunger, stress, and it's going to help. You need that system to be functioning in the right way for your overall health of your body. So essential oils can really help with your endocrine system because they circulate in the same way the hormones do, and they can really help the cells that they encounter along the way. They can help balance out those hormones. They're very pure and clean, like I said before, so they're really going to go in and just support the endocrine system. And as you can see in the diagram, we're going to go more in depth, but if we're focusing in on important parts of our endocrine system, we need all of those functioning the right way to be in balance. And we need our hormones to be in balance so that we are functioning the right way. So I'm going to cover different parts of the system and will help. And go to the next slide. There's an even better visual. So here we have a little bit of the same information again, but the most important thing to know is that that endocrine system is key to sending hormones throughout the body. And it's showing you here the different parts. So all of these glands are endocrine system. From, you can see where the thyroid is, the pancreas, the adrenal glands, and we're gonna go over now the oils that will help in each of those areas. Okay, so liver function is so important to hormones, and many of us, our livers are not functioning at their peak level, and that's because of all the toxins we take in with the beauty products we might use, or the foods that we're eating, or even in the air that we're breathing. So it's important for us to take care of our liver. And I'm going to read a little bit more about that, but right here on this slide, what we want to take a look at is the Zendocrine Detox Blend. So that's going to be a great blend to take daily, that soft gel, to help cleanse your liver. And then you're going to want to, of course, drink lots of water to flush out the toxins. And when you're drinking water with lemon or Slim and Sassy essential oil, you're really helping flush the system out. And both of those oils are really going to do a good job of cleansing the liver. So drinking water, taking Zendocrine daily, adding Slim and Sassy or lemon to your water bottles is going to be key to helping keep your liver functioning at its optimal level. And that's going to be really important to your hormone balance. Okay. So then your pancreas is going to be an oil that you're going to want to use for that is the Slim and Sassy oil or the soft gel. Some people really love the way Slim and Sassy tastes, and I love it in my water bottle, but another option is to take the soft gel. I like taking the soft gel in the afternoon because it helps with cravings, hunger. It's going to help with your metabolism and make you feel full. But it's also going to help support your pancreas. So this is one that's great to take in the afternoon or whenever you feel like you need help with supporting your metabolism. If you're getting cravings in the afternoon, Slim and Sassy is definitely a great one to reach for. The soft gels are great. The oil is also fantastic to use. It has, just reading from my notes here for a second, but the Slim and Sassy has grapefruit and lemon, peppermint, ginger, and cinnamon. So it's really a nice flavor. It's a lot of great things for your body. And one of those that we're focusing in on is caring for your pancreas, which is going to support your hormones a lot. Okay, so going on to the next slide, we're going to talk about adrenals. So basically, the adrenals pump cortisol, and cortisol is what gives you that burst of energy. So when you wake up in the morning and your adrenals are healthy, you're gonna pop right out of bed and feel great and be ready to go. But for me, this is something that I've struggled with since having kids, and it's just one of those things where as we get older, our adrenal system gets fatigued, and if we're getting less sleep or we're more stressed, we're going to burn out our adrenals. And it's not something that's been talked about a lot in the past, but really adrenal fatigue, they're finding out, is a real thing, and women are having a lot of issues with adrenal burnout. So that cortisol, and I'm just reading from my notes here a little bit, the cortisol energized. So a lot of us reach for that cup of coffee in the morning to keep us going. But what's really happening when we're relying too much on coffee for our energy is we're burning out our adrenals even more. It's kind of giving this fake cortisol experience to our body that is not supporting our adrenals. And of course, we all love coffee, but there are natural ways to support our adrenals. So Magnolia is a great oil, and this is a touch bottle of Magnolia, and it's one of our highest oils in a calming component called linalool. Lavender and magnolia both have linalols, but magnolia actually has the highest count. And they help calm us down, relax us. So that magnolia is going to also really support your adrenals. So what you're going to do with the magnolia is apply it directly to your back, your mid back, which is where your adrenals are. They sit right on top of your kidneys, and applying that magnolia there is going to really help heal your adrenals, give them some nice love and support. And the other thing you can do is take Mito 2 Max, which is doTERRA's energy and stamina complex. So Mito 2 Max, it's going to help with cellular energy, support optimal mitochondrial function, and it also really supports the adrenals. So it's a combination of different plant extracts and adaptogens. And adaptogens, I guess as I've been reading, there's a lot of information out there about adaptogens and your adrenals. But basically, they're herbs that can help heal your adrenals. So Mito 2 Max has adaptogens and a really great blend of adaptogens. And we're going to want to take that Mito 2 Max. I take 2 a day, and it's going to help support your body overall, especially support energy, not as taking this energy stimulant or drinking coffee. It's going to give you nice energy throughout the day without any of the crashing feeling that we get from coffee or other energy stimulants. So both of these are really fantastic to use to support your adrenal system. Just to make sure I'm coming clearly.
Losing you a little bit there, but I believe.
I'm sorry, I'm not at home right now, and I guess my internet is going in and out. But we'll go on to the next slide.
Just interrupting real quick, Erin. So the Mito 2 Max and Magnolia is what she was saying. It's just a powerhouse for your adrenal support, and that was very well illustrated. Most of the time I can hear you, but every once in a while there'll be a little dip.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Erin.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so the last gland that we're going to focus in on is the thyroid. And we all heard about thyroid health, making sure that we take care of the thyroid. It's releasing hormones, and you want to make sure you're getting that right balance of hormones, and thyroid is really that. So here they're showing a combination of oils that you can put in a roller bottle to help carry that. So it's clove, myrrh, lemongrass, frankincense, and these are really powerhouse oils, especially myrrh and frankincense. They are really very healing. They're going to support your body in amazing ways. Actually, before we did the slideshow, I did not know that it support your thyroid. So this is a blend that I'm going to be looking to use now to support my hormone health. After having 4 kids and getting into my 40s, I've definitely found that my hormones are getting out of whack. So, you know, we learn something new every day, but I love learning ways that I can support my body. I'm, you know, not a hormone expert, but it's an area that I think is so critically important for women. And I have a almost 13-year-old daughter, so just helping her on this journey. As much as we can educate people or learn ourselves about hormones and when we might have symptoms that mean they're out of whack. So this is a great blend here. And you can combine shots of each, clover, and grass. You're going to opt it off the going to apply it area 3 times a day.
Erin, we're working you a little bit on this portion. You're saying just where to apply it, correct?
Right.
On the throat. Where the
I'm still breaking up.
Yeah, but that's fine. You're clear now. Every time I come in, you clear up. So.
Okay. So yes, these oils are great for your thyroid, and we're going to go on to the next slide. Okay, so here is just a sample wellness box you can purchase if you wanted to get started in supporting your hormones. We have new Annabelle talked about, and we have Clary Calm and Rose. So these are going to be, this is a fantastic package just to start off with to support your body and balance your hormones, support you at that time of the month, support you with hot flashes, cramps, any of the issues that come along with hormones that us women get to enjoy. So if you purchase this, it's over 125 PV, which means you would get the free oil of the month. And you're gonna, of course, you're on LRP, be earning product credits back. So this would be a great way to start. And I'm gonna just stop right here. I hope I'm coming in clear. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me about information. Like Annabelle said, so we're happy to answer questions, but this is a great just idea, something to start off with. And so for many of us, it's just kind of, you know, we see all these ways that we can support our body, but with the routine follows consistency. Using these oils and supplements, you have to be consistent and you need to have a routine. So this is just an example of a hormone healing wellness plan. So the Lifelong Vitality Pack is the foundation, and Annabelle covered that, but just in the morning, taking your Lifelong Vitality vitamins, a phytoestrogen, 1 to 2 Mito 2 Max, 1 to 2 drops of Yarrow Palm, which one was not one we covered, but Yarrow Palm is one we could do a whole class on also. So it's a combination of yarrow, which is really, really healing oil that's been used for centuries, and pomegranate. It's the fatty acid from the pomegranate. So it does fantastic things for your skin, but also for your metabolism and supporting just your overall body balance. So 1 to 2 drops of Yarrow Palm and a veggie cap. I put it right under my tongue, so sometimes you don't even need a veggie cap. And with milk. So that's just helping us our food, the nutrients we need.
You're just breaking up a little bit there, but I want to make sure I say Terrazyme is out right now, but it will be back soon. This is a really good one for breaking down food with your meals, like Erin was saying. And going back to the Yarrow Palm for just a second, when you have that for your skin and collagen production, you're already putting it on the thinner area, which is your neck and décolleté. So it's already going on the area right here to help your hormone balance. So make sure you guys take a screenshot of this, because this is such a good program for you to have for a wellness plan to get back on track.
Thank you, Annabelle. So yes, that's a great wellness plan. I did want to go back for 1 second, if you can hear me, to the wellness plan.
Okay. You're clear right now.
It's showing you what you can use in the evening also, but it's with a star indicating the Superwoman blend. I found that blend to be awesome for hormones. So it's a combination of and the other floral oils that we've talked about. Clary Calm is great, but this is another awesome blend. So if anybody would like that blend.
Can you type that in the chat for us, Erin, the blend?
I think I'm going to have to just, if you put your email in, I'll email it to you.
Okay.
But so yes, having a wellness plan is really key to supporting your hormones and your overall health.
Maybe we can post it on our well-oiled page, Erin.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. I was just going to add too, like this wellness plan. I prefer taking my second dose of Lifelong Vitality more towards lunchtime. So I just wanted to note that, because when I take it more towards the evening, I feel like I take a while to fall asleep. So there's a lot of energy in there. So I prefer to take it in the morning and the afternoon, but do what's best for you, play around with it. So I know a lot of people that take it in the evening as well, and it's just fine. So.
Thank you, Tara. Then if we are going on to the next slide, I think I'm going to turn it over to Tara here. But
yeah, we were, oh, sorry, Erin.
Go ahead, Tara.
Sorry. Yeah, we were just going to talk about if you guys are interested in learning more how to use your oils or share or teach others, and possibly, you know, using your oils to by sharing and earning some little income and maybe paying for your oils, you know, feel free to reach out to us. We didn't want to go through the whole presentation today, but we said just if you want to reach out, we're here to help as a resource. So either Tara, myself, Erin, or Annabelle, and we can help you with that and provide resources and training, etc. It's not something that's super complicated. Like Erin said, she's got 4 kids, I've got 5 kids, and just managing it all, but it's really rewarding, I will say, and it's very fun. And then just benefiting our family health and wellness. So I just wanted to put that out there. But if anybody has any questions, feel free to let us know, type in the chat. We'll be posting this recording and then also be posting some more information on our Facebook page.
And Tara, can you also go over the code and what they will be getting with these calls?
Yes. Oh, great. So every Saturday morning, as you guys know, we are doing these continuing education calls every Saturday at 10 a.m. So we are going to share a code with you, because if you complete all 8 classes of our continuing education, we will be giving away a free portable diffuser and an oil, a surprise oil. So today's code, just take note, is EMPOWER. So just write that down. We're going to have more information going out to you all. This is our new, I guess, program that we're doing. So just keep this code, write it down, you know, EMPOWER. And again, after you go through all 8 of our classes, you'll get a code during each class, and then we will be able to provide you the free diffuser and oil. And don't worry if you're not able to make our live sessions. These continuing education classes will be, you know, going on like on a rolling basis. So after we go through our 8 topics, we're going to restart again with topic number 1 and just kind of re-go through it. So feel free to jump in at any time, and as well as look at the recordings on our Facebook page.
Yes, and does anybody have any questions? Because we all have our particular issues. If you have any comments or questions, we're going to open that up really quick. Anybody out there can unmute yourself or put it in the chat field. And if you also want to reach out to us and want to be private about it, that's fine too.
Quick question. Do any of you ladies have any doctors that actually support in what you're taking? That type of thing, because, you know, I feel like all our doctors are nothing to do with this type of
Yeah,
doing it.
Dr. Hill is the one that is really talked about. We're going to try and find his recording on this. He did a training specifically on this. We're going to try and find that and post it, but he has a lot to do with the meat of this. Actually, it's all of his stuff. Dr. Hill is our favorite person. Dr. Axe is another one. Who's the other one?
But are there any local ones here in
Oh,
Vienna?
I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
That's okay.
I don't have someone I have used specifically, because it has been a lot of self-education and figuring it out on my own. I feel like you kind of become your own advocate. However, I'm sure there are some. Erin, did you have someone that you recommend?
There are some doctors. I know it's the Rose Center in Oakton is a great place. They will do the kind of testing that you need to find out if your hormones are out of balance. They also will test your thyroid correctly. So like you said, a lot of the doctors that we see regularly are not really, I guess they haven't really delved deep into women's health as deep as we would like them to. So when we're getting our basic thyroid panel or basic hormone testing, they're not testing everything that we need. I know the Rose Center is a place that people have gone and they support using the essential oils and just natural ways to help. And there are other places also that I have friends that go to. So I am happy to find some names for you and send you an email. If you want to type your email into the chat and send it to me, I can send you some information.
Also, Dr. Mariza that was listed on there, she's an expert. I know she's not a local doctor, but it's good to follow her and her podcast.
her podcast is great. That's the Superwoman Blend. It's by Dr. Marisa. It's in the chat. Put it in there.
You have a question, Lindsay?
No, I was just going to add, like, for people who are, searching for a doctor who might, support, using oils and other more, I guess, like holistic medical practice. Is like to look for doctors who are functional medicine doctors or homeopathic doctors. Look for those type of practices when you're, looking for someone new. I'm actually doing that myself, trying to find someone who's a little more along these lines and would.
Absolutely. So integrative medicine. I mean, we're not saying don't do this and only do that. We're saying you can marry the two and find a really good place. And a lot of doctors, unfortunately, out there are this one side. And so they're not going to look at the holistic, and maybe they're just not educated in that arena, but there's a lot of information, and doTERRA works with the cancer research institutes and cancer research hospitals and colleges. So they are the leading company on education when it comes to holistic care and essential oils.
I wanted to say also there's a clinic for women's, the Pelvic Center, I think I can't quite remember, the Women's Center for Pelvic Health. I went, found an OBGYN there who actually uses doTERRA. And what I did was I decided to go off all supplements and take tests. So I went through Everlywell, which is an online testing service. And then she says, take all the tests, come back to me. And so what I've done is I've done that. And now I've gone back onto the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And then I'm going to follow up with her. So that is someone else also who is in the medical field, who is local and who actually uses doTERRA.
Awesome. Do you know the name of that person?
I will have to think about her name.
Rhonda's email's right there, but maybe we can post some of this information in our Well Oiled. I'll have the blends and some.
Yeah, I'll do it in the Facebook page.
Thanks. Anyone else have any questions? Comments? I will say, just adding to this, that a lot of my clients who have come here, I have some older clientele. They're still young, but older meaning not just starting their period, and they're going through the change of life, and the hot flashes have been gone from the Clary Calm Roller and the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And so I have many, many success stories, and that's awesome. So any other testimonials that anybody wants to put out there, feel free to share, and then we'll wrap it up and let you guys go back to your weekends. No, that's okay. All right. So thank you guys for watching. We'll have the recording if you ever want to share this with anyone else or watch it again. You have the code EMPOWER, and thank you. And we'll hopefully see you on Wednesdays at 8:30 if you're wanting to come to that, or if you want to share with someone new, and then Saturdays at 10 a.m. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.